Hi everyone, my name is Mark Greenwood, Elim's National Evangelist, but then again, you knew that. It's great to have you with us today and with my really good friend Rachel Jordan Wolf from Hope Together. Hello.
Nice to be here, Mark.
It's nice to have you, and we're really excited because we want to share with you some things today about a strategic partnership that we are developing with four organisations, and they are to help us accelerate and advance into a new decade of evangelism, and Hope Together is one of those organisations. And so we're going to explore a little bit today some thoughts about how they might help the local Elim churches to become that bit more effective in word and deed. So Rachel, tell them, how good is Hope?
Well, Hope is here to as a catalyst on mission evangelism to help local churches, and we love Elim. We can see it's going to be a great partnership. We always work in partnership, and we want struggle as everyone everywhere knowing Jesus, and we know that that's your heart and that's our heart. So if you like, the aim is the same.
The aim is the same.
If your heart is for everyone everywhere to know Jesus, then we are lined up perfectly to work in partnership with you, and I know that's the heart of the Elim Church. So I'm super excited for us to be in this partnership with you.
I'm excited too, and actually we've already got a bit of a relationship anyway with Hope, because this is no new thing. We've always promoted and pushed various products, but we want to push that relationship further. And one of the things I've been saying is that these four different organisations are like family members, just in a different home, because we're not like organisations coming together. It's actually all kingdom stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're really excited. Rachel, one of the reasons one of the many reasons why I love Hope, in fact I'm a board member of Hope and have been for some time.
And we are so grateful, Mark, for your time and commitment and encouragement that comes through.
Would you say that I'm the one with the greatest wisdom in those meetings?
Obviously, Mark. Obviously. I think you definitely bring the greatest humour. I can say that.
I'll take that. I'll take that. But one of the lovely things about Hope, which I think is really exciting, is, and I know you're actually personally really passionate about research, and you present research so well. It's actually really exciting. And so tell us a little bit about the research, and why bother doing some research? Why don't we just plough on regardless?
So I love research. I love research because it helps. Facts help us to make solid strategy. And I think we used to, particularly in evangelism, we used to go on anecdotes. So, I've met someone on the bus last week and they said this. Great, we'll just make our whole strategy for reaching that person on the bus. But that's one person, and we need to know how many of those people are there. Are they actually typical, or are they atypical? Because we don't want a strategy based on the person on the bus if it's just the one person that we met. So, really committed to doing solid research, and this started way back in 2015 with some research called Talking Jesus. We since then did Mapping Practicing Christians 2017. We did Talking Toddlers in 2020. We did research in the pandemic on online church and saw the real significance of that push then. And then we've done in 2022, we have done Talking Jesus Reloaded. So we invite you to find out about the latest research that could shape your mission evangelism practice. You can go to the Talking Jesus website and you can find out all about it. Actually, you can find it all on the Hope Together website as well. But we would love you to find out about it. Why is it important? It will tell you things like, who are the least reached people in the country? Where are they? And also, it will tell you things about the people you want to reach. So, what age brackets are we good at reaching at the moment? And also, maybe what are the questions that they're asking? Because we have a marvellous habit in the church of assuming that we know what's happening outside of the church. But the Talking Jesus website, the Talking Jesus research, helps us to find out about the people outside the church. So, it will help us to know how many people in the population believe in the resurrection. You need to look that statistic up because it will surprise you in a really positive way. And that is what happened when we first did the Talking Jesus research in 2015. We found some amazing pieces of evidence that were different to what we are often told, perhaps through the mainstream media or when we scroll through social media. So when we scroll through our social media or we watch mainstream news, we might think that there's 3 Christians left. They're 85, Mark, they live in Portsmouth, they go to the same church, and things are so bad that we're going to have to just turn the lights out, even through our faithful prayers, and just give up. That is just not true. And so there's actually really solid evidence that we're doing a lot better than we thought, that we have a solid team for mission and evangelism, that there is openness in people outside of the church. It's not everybody.
No, absolutely.
But there is openness. So we can guarantee that there are people out there who want to know more about Jesus. I can guarantee that to you.
No, I know you can.
And that's what research does.
Yes, it
Isn't
does.
that exciting?
No, it genuinely is. I mean, I think when I've read the research, even though I feel quite positive and confident about the gospel anyway, I found it encouraged me even more. You know, particularly like some of the original Talking Jesus, the 1 in 5 stuff about people interested in thinking about Jesus, having an encounter about Jesus, and that people were really positive about the Christian that they knew. It's really good. And I think actually that research does 2 things. I think number one, it'll encourage church leaders and Christians, so it makes inspiring your church that bit easier, but then it resources as well. So tell us about some of the resources, because they have all been informed by the research, and I love a verse that's been quoted quite a lot recently, which we actually often partially quote, which is in 1 Chronicles chapter 4, I believe, where it says when David was choosing his army, he chose men of Issachar who understood the times. But actually that little sentence that says, and knew what Israel should do. And for me, I think the research is about understanding the times, but then saying, actually, but we've got an idea of what we need to do as well. So that's where those resources that they're not just books and resources that we have a spare bit of cash and a spare bit of time, so let's look busy. They're really strategic out there. So tell us a little bit about those.
So basically, from the research, we then looked at where people are outside of the church, and then we did another piece of research, which is how do practicing Christians come to faith? And then we looked at those because that will help us to bring other people to faith. And so on that evidence, we created one of these. This is a Mark's Gospel.
Very nice.
Why does it look like this? Have a look. It's a beautifully presented Mark's Gospel, because I know it's a shock. No, it's not. But reading the Bible comes out really strongly in bringing people to faith. And that's because God's word, we know it never returns empty.
Absolutely.
But the evidence is overwhelming in the research that actually getting this into the hands of people can help them come to faith. It's really key and influential. So we also did a piece of research, we're so into it, about if you were going to read the Bible and you were a non-Christian, what sort of Bible would you read? Particularly the younger generation said the way that it looked mattered. That's because culturally, if you like, design is like a language. So if I hand you something that they think is badly designed or under-designed, I may as well hand you something in Chinese as an English speaker, because you're not interested because it doesn't look like something you should be interested in. But if we design it in a way that makes you look interested, you're more likely to read it.
Absolutely.
So the words are the same, but actually the design matters. So that's one thing that we did, and that's because, and again you'll see in the research this time, the Bible comes out really strong as a way to bring people to faith. So that's number one. So really encouraging. So simple, just getting these everywhere, giving them to friends, putting them in church buildings, going out on the streets, handing them out, getting them out. So that's one of the things. Then the Talking Jesus course. Conversations. We like a chat, David Mark. We like a chat.
Don't we? With a coffee.
With a coffee. We like a natter. But this is one of the most important things. So growing up in a Christian family, super influential. But what happens if you're not in a Christian family? Your friendship's really important, really key. And so being able to talk about our faith over a coffee. And so we produce the Talking Jesus course that you can run in your church to help all your church get equipped to have those conversations, because that comes up as a key help in bringing people to faith. And then I mentioned about families. And that's not just the families perhaps that are really in the middle of your church, but what about all the fringe families? We did some more research. You can look that up. It's called Talking Toddlers. Did you know that 74% of all of the parents with children under the age of 5 in the UK are in touch with the church? And 86% of those 74, it's regular contact. It's particular through toddler groups. And often we can forget them, but they are amazing mission fields. So we are resourcing toddler groups. So this Christmas you can get Jesus to the Rescue. Super cute. Little book. And it's all got, gorgeous. If you were under 5, you'd recognise these. These are the Happy Land characters. So using the Happy Land characters to tell the Christmas story superb front of slide.
Gorgeous,
There's an animation, there's a song with actions, Mark.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant. You've got it.
I got it.
But that's so important. So they learn in many different ways. They can take this home, they can carry on. And so we're doing a whole series, and we have a Talking Toddler webinars that we run with toddler group leaders as well. So that's really helpful. So we know that helps. And then if you are in conversation, sometimes a little thing to give away, we have a little magazine that just, again, leave these in your cafe. If you've got a church cafe, drop them through doors, inviting people to your Christmas services. It's very light, if you like.
Yes.
It's very light. But
it's what we would class as a healthy maybe in Elim. It just gets people thinking about it, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is a healthy maybe area. We work a lot in healthy maybe.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Maybe Mark's got to maybe a bit further on.
Yeah, look closely, looking close. Little yes.
That's a little yes.
Investigation.
This is a healthy maybe.
Yeah, like it.
And this is somewhere between those two, I think.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And so perfect for just resourcing people. So that's what we love doing. And it's out of the research that we've worked on. A gift to give.
Yeah.
Helping people to read the Bible. We've worked on what you might do to help make more Christian families, because it's really key and influential. Other little things, just a few more.
Come on.
We realise that praying is really important. I mean, I know it's again really obvious. So we've got Just Pray. Look at that. Slip that out from underneath the coffee cup.
Cheeky.
Yeah. Make prayer a habit.
Yes.
So
you said that quite forcefully at me. Is that true?
Well, yeah. I don't know. Hopefully not, Mark. Hopefully it's a good habit.
Yes.
But Just Pray is our prayer campaign. You can find out more. Grab some coasters for your church, and that's because as we build to Hope 23-24, which is a combined year of mission across all denominations, we want prayer underneath it. Praying for 5 people to come to faith, straight out of the research, and praying for our streets. So we've got a little guide to help you do prayer walking.
Nice.
Oikos app, which you could do as an Elim church, so you could all do that together, or you can do that in your areas as a praying for every street. So we pray for every home. And so that's a little part of what we're doing, praying into Hope 23-24 together. And if you loved hearing about Talking Jesus Research, you can join us on November the 12th in Peterborough for the Perspective Conference that's all about resourcing local churches in mission evangelism, where we'll do much deeper dive into the research and lots of other areas on local church growth, some of the national conversations around mission evangelism.
Cool.
So kind of that's some of it. We've got more.
We've got a lot of stuff, haven't we? We have. So how can people kind of get up-to-date information? So there's Elim leaders and Elim ministers, Elim people watching this and thinking, actually I really want to benefit, and it is a massive benefit. Honestly, go to the Hope Together website. There's loads more stuff on there. Hope is really excellent at relevant communication of the gospel in word and deed. So have a little look there. But actually they can get on the Hope Together mailing, which will just keep them bang up to date with everything. So how can they do that?
So if you go to the website, you can do a sign up. So you can join us and you just sign up for the emails. You'll get one in your inbox then, and with just the latest news, what we're up to. Flick through it, and when it's relevant for you, you can click on that. We do stuff for both adult, youth and young adult, and there is just lots of resourcing. Find out about latest research, and it's short, pithy, and then if you want to go deeper, you can click through and find out more.
Cool. Now, time's almost gone. Possibly even gone.
I think so.
However, I'm a little bit giddy about that wellbeing.
I am, and I was just wondering. I was going to ask you actually, as my little question. How are you doing, Mark? How's your wellbeing after a pandemic and then a tough year this year?
I'd rather you not ask too much because I'll start crying. To be honest.
So that's where a lot of people are, and that's why we produce the wellbeing journey. Now, this is an amazing. I've run this with my life group. It was brilliant. It's a really easy invite because it just is about people's well-being, their financial well-being, their physical well-being, emotional, spiritual, and it's further back.
Absolutely.
So this is like an easy invite. You give them a little booklet that helps them just to find out about what you're inviting them to. You can run it in a community centre, you can run it alongside a GP surgery, you can run it in a cafe, you can run it anywhere really. And invite people along, and it's, if you like, it's just, this is definitely healthy maybe.
100%.
This is a healthy maybe course. So this is people sufficiently interested to join us on a wellbeing course but actually not sure. But once they've done that for like 8 weeks, they're going to be connected to us.
Yeah.
And so they'll want to know more. So you can find out about that on wellbeingjourney.org.
Lovely, thank you.
Here's a booklet, Mark.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know I'm from Yorkshire, so I like a freebie.
Yeah.
Quite excited. I'm super excited about the partnership we're developing with Hope Together. What I love is the resources are just superb, and they're not ridiculous prices as well. That's the wonderful thing. So actually, you do not need to break your bank balance to be able to get involved with the resources that Hope are producing. So I really want to encourage you, if you're committed to reaching your communities in word and deed, then benefit from all the fantastic resources that Hope Together has been producing, and we get to benefit as we partner with them. Rachel, thank you so much for your time today. It's been fantastic.
Privilege, Mark, privilege.